Hi, it's Gracie with Self-Care with Gracie. We're back. We have the second of the video installment on how to stop fixing people so you can finally start being happy. I'm doing this video series until I have a baby, so I'll just give y'all a little bump update. It's getting a little harder to get up, but it's like, yep, happening. Last week in the video series, I talked about differentiation, which means basically that you and I are two separate beings. And so when we're in relationship, you can have one set of feelings and I can have another set of feelings. And if I try to control your set of feelings, or if you try to control my set of feelings, it's called codependency, which tends to lead to unhealthy patterns. You might listen to that and be like, duh. And it's just taken me my whole life to learn that, but learning it has been really freeing. So you can go back and watch that one if that sounds interesting to you. Today, I want to talk about the difference between self-improvement and self-care. This is a principle that I've talked about a lot in our personal self-care work, but I want to talk about how it extends to relationships as well. So if you have self-improvement, which is what a lot of what I think we've been taught in our culture, it stems from the idea that there's something that we need to fix about ourselves. So something's wrong, and if we go on the diet, if we start exercising, if we get our social lives figured out, if we find the perfect partner, that's going to fix it. I think this stems from perfectionism, and this is the idea that really that there's a flaw inside of us and that we just have to work harder to make that go away. Self-care, on the other hand, I see really differently, and self-care is our ability to treat ourselves with kindness, to be compassionate, to give ourselves what we need in the moment, which sometimes can be a trip to the gym or to be a little bit more careful about what we're eating, but sometimes it's like a nap and letting go and just having fun, or trusting ourselves in the process. So self-care, it's a little bit of a broader definition, a little harder to define, I think, but when we do it, we feel better about ourselves, whereas self-improvement is an addictive cycle where we're always thinking that we can just get a little bit better if we try a little harder. Self-care is like, nope, you're good how you are, let me just take care of you. And what I find with my clients is that when we let go of self-improvement and we focus on self-esteem, people have these really incredible changes where they start to feel good about themselves and they trust themselves and they move forward in their lives. So what does this have to do with relationships? I think that the way we treat ourselves can often be the way we treat other people in our lives. So if we're always trying to improve ourselves a little bit, chances are, especially if it's someone close to us, that we're going to be trying to improve them a little bit. So that can be the gentle reminder, maybe, babe, you need to go to the gym. That can be trying to get our moms to go online dating, or that can be getting our kids to study a little bit harder in school. And not all of that is wrong. Of course, as responsible parents, we need to be able to make sure our kids are being accountable. I think as a good partner, we have to remind each other to be healthy. But when it comes from this feeling like there's something I need to fix in you, I think that it really leads to a sense of control, or you can trace it back to a sense of control. Care in relationship, on the other hand, is something really different, where we're like, okay, babe, I know you said you wanted to go to the gym, but I just, it's not seeming like it's happening, and what's going on? I would say that would be a more careful approach to it, of do you need to talk about it? Are you busy right now? Is there a block? Can I help you with it? And already, when I say that, I'm like, oh, that just feels so much more gentle. And that can be also with your kid, okay, so what's going on in school? Do you need some help right now? And so instead of assuming that there's a problem, there's something that's wrong, it's just taking a more curious and gentle attitude. I think listening is a really amazing form of care in relationships, just to ask what's happening, and really giving people the benefit of the doubt. I think something that's helped me a lot in my relationships is just assuming the best, or assuming that somebody, if they do something that feels thoughtless, or careless, that there might be something behind the story. And if I take a little time to figure out what that is, it tends to open up a space for intimacy and trust to come through. So in my life, I've spent a lot of times thinking that I could improve my partners, because I was also thinking I could improve myself. And what's really come forward as being true is that all we can do is be available. We can care for ourselves. From that energy that we get from self-care, we can extend that to care for each other. When we do feel cared for, tendency is that people can make changes on their own. A lot of my clients, when they stop trying to fix themselves, they stop trying to fix their partners, and they find that their partners actually get inspired by them, and then they want to start to make some changes as well. So never underestimate the power of just taking control of what you can, which is your own life, your own habits, your own attitudes, and how that could really positively affect somebody. And the other way around about thinking that you need to get everyone else in your life to change so you can be happy, take it from me, that doesn't work. You can spend a very frustrated amount of time trying though. Okay, that's all for today. I hope this is helpful. Please feel free to give me your feedback. I have some future ideas. Hopefully the baby holds for a few more weeks so I can share them. And I look forward to staying in touch with you all. Take care. Bye-bye.